So I just sat down to play one of my favourite Turtle games, and I'm a little bit embarrassed by the state of it. I think it's about time this bad boy gets restored to its former glory, the way it deserves. So this is Fall of the Foot Clan for the original Game Boy. This was purchased on eBay for like, I think it was £4, and I couldn't not buy it, but if you can see it next to a normal coloured cartridge, this is not good anymore. Now, I know what you're thinking, that last episode I just watched, you had an Australian accent. Well, there's actually two of us that do this channel. There's me, Craig, and there's also Rob, who's like, there. That's his face. We're both a couple of nerds that quite like retro gadgets and retro stuff in general. I have actually got a second channel that is just about retro bikes, and I wanted to start this channel with Rob talking about other retro things. We talk a lot about games, and like today's episode is going to be literally about restoring some games, but if you're into this kind of stuff, do feel free to subscribe. This is a brand new channel, and we want to make content like this every week, so it'd be cool to do that with you guys. Thanks. Anyway, so the cartridge had seen better days. It still worked. I've been playing this cartridge actually for a couple of weeks before I got around to actually doing anything with it, but I thought it'd still be a good idea to open it up, give it a good clean, and then we're going to change the shell. I did hear something rattling as I was opening it. I wasn't sure what it was, and you might have seen then a little bit of plastic just fly across the cartridge. I think this was well, you'll see it goes right in that little dimple bit there. I don't know how it snapped off, but who knows. The cartridge is absolutely beaten to bits, so it could have been quite easily just bashed off. Anyway, so I headed over to Zlabs to pick up a new shell for it, and against my better judgments, maybe, I haven't quite decided yet, I bought a green one. I may swap this out for a true grey one eventually, but I couldn't help myself but buy this green one. Let me know in the comments below if you think this is stupid or epic. That, you know, Turtles, of course it's green, right? As the cartridge is in such bad condition, I did decide to clean it with some isopropyl alcohol. I say it really slowly and weird like that because if I say it fast, isopropyl alcohol, I just can't do it, basically. As far as mods go on old retro things, this is barely a mod. It's so simple to do. It's like changing the batteries in a remote control for your TV or something. As soon as you've tried it, you know how to do it. You don't even need instructions necessarily. These Zlabs cartridges come with two screws. You can barely see it because I'm not showing the lens, I'm just showing something else. One's your normal game bit, and then the other one I think was a Phillips. I'm using the game bit because, well, you just would, wouldn't you? The stickers are really funny on these things because like you could just whack them on. It's not that hard to do, but you get super nervous, don't you? And it took me ages to put it on, but the results I'm pretty happy with. It's not very turtley green, but it does look very cool. What do you think? Now, I could just leave you there with that cartridge, but 3 minutes is not a very long video. So this is another cartridge I have, not quite as bad condition, but the label's really faded, so I'm going to put a new label on it. So I took the game apart like the last time, so I can clean the inside of it, make sure it's all running smoothly, and then went on to label itself. I figured just peel it off, right? But it doesn't look like it's going to be that simple. I had to go to just like scrape it off to start with these little tweezers, but that just crumbled away. So I thought, let's use some more of that isopropyl alcohol, and it didn't make it much easier. It just made it kind of really soft. It still was coming off in a tiny little bit. So I decided maybe it'd be a good idea to give it a good old soak in a bowl of water. So I left it in some water at exactly 19 degrees. No, I didn't.
Some time later.
But it was water, and I left it for a while. I kind of expected it to just be done at this stage and just be off, but it wasn't. But it did make it a little bit easier to scrape it off, but it's left this kind of white under layer of the sticker. So I still got some work to do. And after another while later, it was done. There's a little bit of a mark in the top right hand corner you might be able to make out. I don't know what that was, but it's going to be covered by this lovely new sticker that I've got, so whatever. I decided to get like a copy of Tetris just as like reference when sticking the sticker on. On the Turtles game, I kind of just did it by eye. It's more just kind of like, because it doesn't go directly to the edge, just give you a little bit of an idea of where to place it. Didn't make it much easier, but it's what I did. And there you go, like a really nice fresh copy of Super Mario Land. On the note of Tetris though, you know, every time I order a Pocket or DMG mainly, but like an old Game Boy, it usually comes with a game in the back of it, and it is nearly always Tetris. Any collector or modder or whoever you might be, you have loads of these. I don't know if it's because people think it adds value to the console when they sell it to you. I mean, this one, look at it's toast. That didn't help it in the slightest. But my point is, I like Tetris, it's one of my favourite games. So I thought I would mod one of my cartridges, because I have a bunch. So not only am I going to go for a different cartridge colour this time, I've also ordered this very cool custom sticker. Again, I feel really bad, I don't remember who made it, but it was from Etsy and linked below. And now I think Rob's going to approve of this, but I went for a white cartridge for the white sticker, although the sticker is more ivory. I couldn't find an ivory cartridge, but I still think it looks sick, so I'm well happy about it. It was obviously quite straightforward to just stick this on, stick the game from the other cartridge into it, and then that was it for this one. Fun little side fact, a lot of fake games have this black little blob as a chip on the board. Tetris is one of very few games that originally shipped with a black blob instead of a chip there. So yeah, I don't know if it's the only game, let me know in the comments if you know, but it certainly is one of the few. And there you go, and I actually only play this version of Tetris now. Obviously I have a bunch of them, so I could choose through any of them, but this is the one that I always carry around with me and have in my Game Boy, so yeah, I like it, highly recommend. And there we have it, that brings us to the end of another video, and that's our new modded cartridges and restored ones we can use to play and have some fun with. I highly suggest doing it, it's quite fun, it's quite relaxing, it's zero pressure. A lot of mods you do on Game Boys can sometimes be quite high pressure and not as fun as you think they will be. This was super chill, so if you've got a couple of old cartridges that need a bit of updating, you can buy labels on Etsy and things. I'll put a link to the store that I used in the description below, and yeah, it's fun. It is fun. Next week's video is going to be Rob. I'm not going to tell you what it's about yet. I'm not saying that because I don't know. I don't know. It'll be a good one, I'm sure. But do feel free to like this video, comment, let me know what you think about these videos. We're very new to YouTube, and subscribe. See you next week.